number of nations in there fighting for this medal.
Yeah, you can see the details there. 650 centimeters long, 18 kilograms, the minimum weight. And Sweden were the slightly unexpected world champions last time round in Copenhagen. Well, it's going to be an interesting race, as you say, this one, David. It's one of those ones that, though it's not Olympic, still very, very competitive. So we can see Slovakia, Czech Republic, Italy, Hungary, Germany, Poland, Denmark, Spain and Canada once again represented here in the final.
Yes, look, be an interesting race. Certainly you can definitely factor in the Germans as being a very competitive crew here. Martin Hill and Thomas Grossman, they're really quite experienced, young paddlers, but really high quality. But also the Poles. I mean, the Polish have really come out with this season, coming out with really quality paddlers, showing their mark in that K4 500 and K2 500. Although they weren't in that run there, but they're showing that they're starting to find some form leading into next year's Olympic qualification. So expect them to be quite competitive in this race as well.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting. I mean, certainly the Poles, from the women's point of view, they've really got a great group of people there who all buy into the crew boat ethos and really made it work for them, and maybe things developing with the men as well.
Yeah, absolutely. As we all know, the Polish were favourites come through, and they took care of that K4 500 quite convincingly. So obviously there is something happening over in Poland, and they're really quite confident in what they're doing.
They are, and you can just see also, look at the conditions there. That is really difficult. The trees blowing in the background, waves lapping on the decks of the paddlers. They've chosen to wear spray decks, keeps the spray from weighing the boat down, keeps the spray off the legs. And yeah, this will be an interesting one. You've talked about this already. It could be those that have the experience that know, look, this is an outdoor sport. It could well be wavy. It could well be difficult. They're going to have to change their race plan possibly and embrace the conditions. They certainly can't change them.
Absolutely. As you can see, that headwind coming back, and there's a bit of bounce back off that brick wall back there. So this first 100 is going to be a little bit tricky. And as we've mentioned, you're going to have to protect that back end. So being with this headwind, all the little weaknesses that you're focusing on your race plan, you've got to minimize those weaknesses, because a headwind's going to punish any weakness that you do have. So those type of things that really factor into a headwind is efficiency and connection in a team boat.
Interesting. So the headwind being a little bit like a microscope. If there are any kinks in your armor, we're going to see them in the headwind. Well, we've got Balas and Misak from Slovakia in lane 1. Kukaka and Vorel from Czech Republic go in 2. Burgo and Scherer from Italy in 3. No and Kulifai from Hungary in 4. Hiller and Grossman from Germany in 5. Vekvert and Lesinski from Poland go in 6. Gravison and Jensen from Denmark in 7. Gorotachegi and Vasquez from Spain in 8. And Lowe and Malfisi from Canada, nearest to your picture, go in lane 9. The final of the K2 men 1,000 meters are underway. Look at that, the spray, can see it's a headwind. The bow spraying up water as it makes its way down this course. Germans away to a good start in the black boat in the center of your picture. But remember, this is 1,000 meters. In normal conditions, it might be a little over 3 minutes. Could be a little bit longer than that this time round. So again, like we've seen before, tactics may well come into play.
Absolutely, particularly in this first 100. A lot of crews aren't going to just drag that start out and that top end speed too long. They're going to settle into their race pace a lot quicker. And as you can see, we're in the 200 meter mark. They're already into their race pace and settling in for a long, hard slog here.
That's right. You make it sound like a bit of a grind. Well, I guess it is a little bit, and it'll be who manages to keep their powder dry towards the end, who has the most efficient stroke, and not only the most efficient stroke, but also is able to work together with their partner in the boat, understanding where to apply the pressure, where in the stroke, but also where in the race.
Looks like the Slovaks out wide in lane 1 have decided to put it out there. They've decided they want to race the race on their own, so you can see the rate's just a little higher, so they're just going to try and put it out there, race those, well, they're on their own, but they're going to see what they can do out there. Germans just sticking to their guns. You can see that rate, that efficiency, the rate's a little bit lower, well connected, good angles on the blades, moving through that headwind. Yeah,
and actually they do look good, don't they? Look, as most German crews look certainly very, very well drilled as a crew, but also pretty relaxed.
Absolutely. You can just see that leg drive and that body movement. When that leg drive and body movement is moving together, you know that all that energy is being connected up. equals really good efficiency.
Right, so halfway, Germany, Slovakia, Denmark. They're the positions at halfway. No medals for that, though, and there may well be other crews. Not far away, we can see Hungarians, 4 from the top of your picture. Next to them, the Italians as well are there. And then down right at the bottom of your picture, 2 to the left of Germany. The Danes are still in this one. So somebody, if they're going to put the Germans under pressure, over the next 20 or 30 seconds or so, somebody has to really pick it up.
Looked like the Slovakians out wide, just starting to tighten up. They just looked a little uncomfortable there. Might have squeezed on a little bit too much pressure out the mark there, but you can see the Hungarians here just to the left of the Germans start to just wind up a bit of pressure there. Italians as well.
Yeah, and that was a great shot from the drone, getting nice and close to the paddlers. I'm not sure the paddlers enjoy it, but certainly we do from watching that. And you could see the Germans still look very efficient, still look smooth, still look like they've got something more to give if they need to. So we can see as the camera pans out and as we approach the last 200 meters, Germans with almost a boat length, Slovakians hanging on in there, but several crews, amongst them the Italians and the Hungarians, beginning to apply the pressure, and the Germans have picked it up. You can see the rate's gone through the roof there. Goodness me, this is quite a demonstration. They are absolutely annihilating the rest of the competition here in the K2 1,000 meters.
There's the value of a crew that can work together efficiently and cleanly, well connected. They've got that energy to finish off strong into this headwind. And you can see that rate's gone up, right up, 10 beats at least, and they're just putting daylight between them and the Italians.
Wow, really impressive. We've seen some incredibly close racing here at the World Championships in Dartmouth. This is something we haven't seen. You could time that with a calendar. There is a massive gap between them, and looks to be the Italians are going to take second. Incredibly close. Maybe the Hungarians or the Danes take the bronze. But for once at this World Championships, absolutely no question whatsoever of who the quality crew was there. The Germans were far and away better than everyone else. What was it that made them so good, David?
Well, look, as I mentioned, this crew, they've been training well together. They've been quite competitive internationally across the 1,000 and the 500 meter mark. But as you could see, as you could watch through that race, just the angles and their angles through their blades, really similar angles. That leg drive and that body movement. And they're obviously quite fit and strong, but you can see their stroke rate is a lot lower compared to other crews. So that every stroke that they're taking, there's really good connection. As you can see, there's good boat run, quite relaxed, quite controlled. And all those little 1%ers add up to 10%. And that 10% was unleashed on the rest of the field in the last 200 meters.
Was. Just all of a sudden, the stroke rate came up. And it just showed how much they had in the bag, I guess. A couple of more extra gears to go through. They possibly didn't even need them, but really wanted to put a marker down, and maybe also a little bit of a marker down to the German coaches and selectors to say, look, we're world champions in this event, but we really want to be in an Olympic boat. We want to be in the K2 500. We want to be in the K4 500. And, well, they're giving themselves a great chance. Look at that clear water even before they get into the red buoys, and they only stretch that advantage. Very impressive.
It seemed like they really wanted to send a message in that last 200 meters. They had that race wrapped up, but when a crew lifts their rate and puts distance between their crew, they really wanted to make a mark on that race.
Big margin, big margin. The Italians look to be the ones that were going through to second place, and we'll get lunge for the line for third. Yeah, look like the Hungarians take third place, just ahead of the Danes, who are always there or thereabouts.
Well, congratulations to the boys from Germany. A good race. I mean, you made it look easy.
Yeah, it was okay. We've had a quite difficult season actually. He had some problems. I had some problems. We were ill. I had COVID and stuff, and it was still a nice race. It was quite easy, as you said. Not quite easy, but it was a smooth race, I'd say. It was. We're extremely happy.
Yeah. Would you like to say something in German to your fans at home?
He wants to. Thanks.
Liebe Grüße an Deutschland, an die deutschen Fans.
Thank you. Thanks, guys. Congratulations.
Well, he's just got the breath for a short comment there, but there are a lot of fans in Germany that will be watching that. Very, very pleased. Thomas Kinechko, who leads up the International Federation and former president of the German Federation will be delighted with their gold medal. A bit of a rare gold medal for Germany in this World Championships, but a good one nonetheless. They take the gold, Italy take the silver, Hungary take the bronze.
And it was interesting to hear him say that it was not easy, but he said it was smooth. And there's times that